Welcome to a new monthly reset. Here we share how we break down our yearly goals into 6-month goals, quarterly goals, and then our monthly intentions. It is really important that you are focusing on your goals one step at a time, 1 month at a time. You can change, evolve, and adapt every single month. I am so excited to say that this year is all about going after our bigger goals, those 2025 goals that we have set for ourselves, and really breaking them down into that 6-month, quarterly, and monthly intentions to show up for our best self. So welcome back to Balance While Blooming. My name is Bridget. I'm 26 years old. I am balancing every single area of my life while blooming into the person I want to become by believing in myself, building the life of my dreams, and really blooming daily to become that person. My dream life is not just a snap of a finger. It takes a lot of work. As we all know, nothing changes if nothing changes. So it's really important that you take steps towards your mindset, your productivity, how you show up, your routines, your systems, and really start blooming into that person. And doing monthly resets for me is really intentional. It is really stepping out of my comfort zone and making time for who I want to be and that person where I can show up for myself. So if you didn't see my 2025 goals, I just posted that on January 1st, and I really challenge you to set yourself these big goals that you think are possible. Of course, you want to make them tangible. You want to make them stuff that you can achieve in the year, but really start dreaming big. Start stepping out of that comfort zone and showing up for yourself one day at a time. In 2025, we have major goals that I've broken down into 6 months. So first is planning daily. We want to have 183 days in this first 6 months of daily planning. This is at least putting down my top 3. I am putting it daily in my phone. I have started January 1st. I'm doing this on the 2nd. So far, I have ticked off everything I wanted to do yesterday, and I have big goals every single day, but it lets me also take 183 days to look at different areas of my life. So yesterday was a lot for Balance While Blooming. It was a lot to do with my home. Today is more about my health and wellness, how I'm going to plan for the future, and how I am going to show up today is going to look different than how I showed up yesterday. For my health and wellness, we want to lose about 10 pounds or feel like I've lost 10 pounds. That can be toning, that can be strength, that can be just showing up and feeling good in different clothes that used to be tight. That is what we're doing for the next 6 months. Then I want to lean into 3 new traditions. I want to declutter 6 rooms in my house. I want to work on 1 project in the next 6 months. I want to post 30 times on YouTube for you guys. I want to show up 120 times in the next 6 months. And then we need to save $12,500. That is halfway to our $25,000, and that was broken down into home, emergency fund, and other. Then we want to read 3 personal development books. We want to show up every single day 1% better, or planning and separating how we show up for all of our actions, or how we're going to do that. And then we are going to plan 6 me days, 6 dates in-house, 6 dates out, and then we are going to try to go to 3 outings and events and rekindle with 3 people, or find 3 new friends to reach out to. Then we are going to journal 3 times a week. We are going to meditate once a week, and we are going to try to do 1 vacation and 1 mini vacation in the first 6 months. Then we're going to try to work on not only our freebies, course, and guide going into our Balance While Blooming launch. So we have a lot to accomplish over the next 6 months. I'm not going to go over those every single month. What I'm going to do is the ones that we hit, the ones that we take actions on, we are going to put those in for our 6-month goals, and that's it until we do our mid-year reset. So jumping into our 3-month goals, these of course are going to sprinkle in some of our 6-month goals, but it's also more intentional and expanding that work and pleasure, the things that you really need to do and where you need to make that shift. We will go into these every single month, as these are very intentional for this quarter. For quarter 1, we want to read 15 books. Out of those 15 books, 3 of them need to be personal development. Then in this first 3 months, we want to save $6,250 course, that's around $2,000 a month. That should be achievable. We will see as we go into our monthly money resets every single month and see how we are budgeting, planning, and setting ourselves up for success. Then I want to do daily intentions for 1 hour. This is setting up and planning 1 hour of my day to be very intentional with my time. Then I want to post daily content over on Instagram and as much content over on YouTube and YouTube Shorts as possible. And on YouTube, we are doing 15 videos in the next 3 months. That's averaging 5 videos for you guys every month. So I'm really excited about that. Some of our updates, our mindset shifts, and things that we are working on in 2025, especially in January, is consistency. We are really trying to show up, doing that messy action, really making the progress over perfection. Well, I want to show you guys exactly what I'm doing, how I'm showing up for myself, and really being intentional with what I'm posting. But it's also really important that you are making that progress, because if you always want to be perfect, you're never going to show up for yourself. And then becoming intentional and leaning into every step of every single day and understanding why you're doing the things that you're doing and what is making you show up that way and why is it intentional to you. So those are kind of a few of the mindsets over not only January but the next 3 months that I want to lean into. Consistency is key, progress over perfection, and intentional daily action. And really showing up as your best self is where I'm trying to go. Every single day being 1% better takes you stepping out of your comfort zone, takes you taking action. It really needs you to build that ideal day, that ideal life, that ideal person that you're going to show up as. So let's really dive deep into our January goals. We break these down into personal, health and wellness, finances, and business. So as we jump into these are where I'm putting my intentional actions on top of that 3-month, that 6-month goals, and really showing up for myself, for who I want to be, and keep myself in alignment as I can check off these tangible tasks throughout the month. First, for personal is reading one personal development book. I do have my book of choice. I will pop it on the screen right here. I am so excited to dive into that. 1 hour of morning intentions. This is a little bit different. This is every single day is morning intentions. I'm a morning person, so I want to be really realistic with how I am taking action and how I am showing up. Waking up an hour earlier. For me, it's 3 a.m. I'm going to start waking up at 3 a.m. I have been waking up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. for almost 6 months now, and that is just me time. That is time that I can be very intentional. And then, of course, declutter and deep clean. We have chosen the living room for January. That means our entranceway and our entire living room, and just really cleaning it up to be functional again and not just be a disaster or a mess. So really decluttering the things that we don't need and deep cleaning because it just needs a deep clean. For business, of course, for me, business is all balance while blooming. We are posting daily on Instagram, and we are going to post 5 long form content on YouTube. I do hope to show up for you guys on shorts as well. You do get to see reels first on Instagram and 2 pages of my guide complete full drafts. That means writing it all out, how I want it to outlay and what it's going to look like. Health and wellness, I want to drink more water. I have been drinking coffee. I have been drinking soda. I have been drinking just things that are more not clean for my body, so I need to get back on my water game. And with it being cold, I'm really having a hard time getting down my 80 ounces of water, so we are really working on that in January of tracking our water intake. And then I also want to do my protein shake 5 times a week. I try to do it every single day that I go to the gym, but I have been drinking coffee. I have been drinking other things. So I really have taken a step back from my protein shakes. And it's really important that I am having those smoothies. Not only do I get in my greens, do I get in my fruit, do I get in some intakes of other good natural things, but it also fills me up to not snack throughout the day. And then for financial is save as much as possible. January is usually a really tight month for us, but it is looking like it's going to be a better month for us for saving, and it gets us ahead on some of our saving goals. You will see my budget with me next week, and then of course stay on budget as much as possible. I have been an Amazon queen in December, and really just not doing my budget reset with you guys has made me kind of a shopaholic. And then plan and budget the trips that we have coming. We have one in May, and we are trying to do a family trip in September, but figuring out the budget, the logistics, and doing all of that needs to happen. And a big part of that is how much it's going to cost, how we're going to get there, what are we going to do. So figuring that all out in January, this was kind of all over the place, I will be honest. Usually it is straightforward, but I wanted to break down those 6-month goals for you guys. I wanted to remind you of my goals if you didn't check out my other video. And if you have not reset for the new year, really check out my New Year, New Me, my entire planning for 2025 playlist. It is really important that you decide what you want, that you choose where you want to go, and that you have a big vision for 2025. Of course, as I said, you can break it down into 6 months, 3 months, or monthly intentions. I know for some people, quarterly planning is all that they can do. Monthly planning, showing up, changing 1 to 2 things every single month, that's what some people do. But for me, I have way too many areas of life. I have way too many things that I'm trying to work on, and building my life right now means I am sprinkling in every single direction with intention. So setting up myself for success means showing up, building, and blooming every single day. Does that mean that the way I build and the way I bloom is going to look the same as someone else? No. And that's why we're all on our own journey. But I want to know what one of your goals and one of your intentions for January are, and how you are going to show up for yourself this month. And how can I help you? Let me know if you need help planning your month, if you need help setting your goals. If you want to know anything deeper about any of my goals, let me know. And I cannot wait to see what 2025 has, what January of 2025 has. And let me tell you, in 2 weeks, I don't want to be getting messages saying I quit. It is time for the next 365 days for you to show up. It is not a 1 week, 2 week thing. That's how I was in 2024 towards the mid to end of the year, was I would just give up on my goals mid-month. No, we are showing up. If you slip a day or two, it's okay. It's important that you start showing up for yourself, that you take that action, and that you realistically are taking steps into the direction towards who you want to be. Balancing your life is not meant to be easy, but if you build the routines, build the systems, and build a plan for success, you can bloom every single day. And that's what I'm here to do. So continuously bloom into the person you want to become, and keep balancing your life one day at a time. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.